Hello, my name is Claire Reynolds. I am the CEO and head mistress at Boss Lady Beauty Academy, and this is the Beauty Loft. Before we get started on our hands-on demo videos, I wanted to take a quick moment to introduce myself and explain to you exactly what you'll go to expect from each video. How these videos will flow is we will always start with resources. This is going to be some general resources that you will need in order to best serve yourself while watching these videos. For example, you'll always need a way to take notes. Might I suggest an iPad or iPad mini? Even though pen and paper does work, we want to have something that we can watch the video and take notes in real time. So however that best works for you, please come to each video prepared with that information. In the video itself, depending on the demo, we'll also talk about the appropriate beauty resources, like your beauty books or your textbooks, and the page numbers that we're going to be working from. The more resources we have available to you and you have queued up, the easier it will be for you to grasp the information and reference back to it. Next will be why we do this service, and this is going to be from a business standpoint. Cost of service, speed, how much you could potentially profit from it, and why you would want to include it in your beauty business. After that, we're going to go into the benefits of the service. These are going to be tips and tricks that you can use to actually market your service to your client. The best way to do that is for you to know why anyone would actually want the service. So in that section, benefits of the service, we're going to give you all the tools that you need to learn how to market the service to your clients. Next is going to be contraindication of the service. Who you can and cannot perform any given treatment on is going to vary greatly depending on what you're going to be using and the why. So in this section, we will always talk about the contraindication, what will allow you to continue, and what might hold you up and consider an alternative. After that, we'll go into when to do the service. Depending on if you're doing a series for a client, meaning multiple services in one visit, or over time, it's important for you to know what to do first and why. So for example, if you've got a client coming in getting a facial and an eyebrow wax, due to some of the contraindications, you may need to do one over the other, or the two services may not be suited to go together. In this section, we are going to try to specifically focus on the series and the order in which you can do multiple services. Honestly, the goal is to get that service ticket up. The higher you get that service ticket, the more you profit. So we really want to know when to do the service in an order of a series. From there, we'll go into tools and supplies. It's always best to start every service ready to go. So in tools and supplies, we'll talk about everything that you're going to need from your beauty briefcase to properly perform the service without having to get up and move. The next section is how to do the actual service. This is where I am going to show you up close how to perform the service on your client. We're going to do this in two ways. The first way is going to be a step-by-step narrated guide to where I will show you my hands or whatever movement I need to do and explain why, when, and how we're doing them. After that, I will pan out and show you a full view of the entire procedure. This won't be narrated, but it will allow you an opportunity to read your notes while watching all the things that we talked about previously in action. Being a good service provider is really about flow, finesse, style. Not necessarily what you do, more so how it makes your client feel and how it makes them look when you're done. So this part is going to be paramount to understanding the mechanics and the fun part. The next section is the variation section. So in this section of the video, although you can do every service the same way that I do it, it's good to know that there's always variations out there, meaning how you cleanse, how you massage, for example, how you isolate, how you separate. All those things can have variations to them. So I'm going to teach you the basic way, or the way that we do it at Boss Lady Beauty Academy, and the how-to demo. But right after that, I'm going to show you a few variations that I think you might want to try so that we can find out what works best for you. Remember, there's no wrong way. It's all about what works for you. After that, we'll go into at least one pro tip of the service. These are going to be tips and tricks that I've learned in my tenure as a beauty professional that have helped me see great improvements and great success in my business. Hopefully you can take them and use them for your best interest. Either way, I'm going to show you at least one pro tip in every video when applicable of a way to make your job easier. Over in the next section, appropriate aftercare. This is going to be client dismissal, rebooking, retail options, and a few good tips and tricks on timing, when to offer retail, how to explain retail, and ultimately how to do all these things that are necessary to keep your clients coming back. From there, we're going to go to cleaning up after the service. We want to make sure that we're following all the proper safety and sanitation guides, cleansing every implement properly, disposing of everything properly, wiping down our stations and our equipment properly, and making sure that you can do it in a fast and effective and efficient way. So the name of this section is cleaning up after the service, but the goal will always be learning how to do it properly and quickly. The very last section that we will go over is the general FAQ. In my tenure, this is an attempt to answer all the questions that I've ever come up with in one segment. Frequently asked questions is just some things that typical trainees ask. Just remember, if there's a question that pops up into your head that wasn't asked in the video, please feel free to email me at admin@BossLadyBeautyAcademy or in your accounts so that we can go over that information. At the end of the day, no, there's no such thing as a silly question, so ask away. Well, are you ready? I hope I was able to explain everything that you can expect from your hands-on demo videos. Go ahead and take a look at our full video library, and if you're ready, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.